While I'm doing this Togedemaru, let's go over some of the rarest Pokemon in Pokemon Go, some that you can catch now, and some that you're never going to be able to catch again. So let's start with the first one, and it is called a Professor, or I think it's Professor Pikachu is the name. Basically, this Pokemon can only be caught once you win 100 Pokemon showcases. Pokemon showcases are in Pokestops, and you need to get first place in 100 different of them. Once you complete the 100 first places in Pokemon showcases, you will be rewarded with the Professor Pikachu. Now, with this specific Pikachu, we do not know if this can be shiny because of how many people have not been able to get it. I just figured out about this Pokemon from Prospect a couple days ago, and now there hasn't even been enough people to get this Professor research to know if this is shiny. However, if it is somehow shiny, this is going to be one of the rarest Pikachus, because if you don't know, especially if you're in a popular spot, Pokemon showcases aren't the easiest thing to win. I mean, it would be different if you were in a location where Pokemon Go isn't played as much, but a lot of different places have a lot of people playing, so good luck to people trying to get to this Pokemon. Now let's go into the rest of the Pokemon that are super rare in the game. Next is shiny Squirtle with the sunglasses. This Pokemon was first released December of 2018, and crazily enough, it got its own community day. People like Mystic7 who was able to record this event, and how I was able to find this information, were able to play this event and get a bunch of shiny Squirtle, the sunglasses. Now, this Pokemon did get a re-release in a random Ed Sheeran Pokemon Go event in 2021. However, we have not seen shiny Squirtle or Squirtle with the sunglasses costume in over 3 years since the Ed Sheeran event, and it has no news or any information of it coming back. So if you caught this before, that's amazing. You have a super rare shiny Pokemon or just a normal Pokemon. However, if you didn't catch it, you have no chance of getting it unless you trade it with another Pokemon trainer that has already caught this Pokemon. This super rare Pokemon I actually have myself, and it's a shiny Pokemon in specific. And honestly, I could go into a lot of costume form ones, but there's one in specific that I want to go over. It is shiny Pikachu with the Lucario hat. Now, the reason I want to go over this is because this Pokemon, when it was released back in May 22nd of 2020. It was released because Lucario was Pokemon of the Year. That's what it says on the website. Pikachu, that shiny, that had the Lucario hat, also came out with a Umbreon of the same version, which could have been shiny, and a Rayquaza. It was Charizard. Now, this came out in the Sinnoh Throwback Challenge in 2020, and it was released May 22nd of 2020, and the challenges ended on May 29th, 2020. This was a super rare shiny, and crazily enough, this is when my dad started playing Pokemon Go. He caught it randomly shiny at the house while I was walking literally everywhere as a 14-year-old glued to their phone trying to catch this. Fortunately enough, I was able to at least obtain this, because ever since then, it has not been re-released. It never plans to be re-released, and this is seemingly one of the rarest shiny Pikachu to come to Pokemon Go. Our next Pokemon that's super rare on the list is Armored Mewtwo. Now, Armored Mewtwo had a release in July of 2019, and it only came out to promote the Strike Back Netflix series. The only reason, it was here for a collab. Now, the only time that it was ever re-released was in February of 2020, where it was in the Pokemon Go celebration for 1 week, and ever since then, we have not seen Armored Mewtwo. Now, I saw a clip from someone who hitting 8 excellent throws in a row on Armored Mewtwo and catching 100%. That's insane. Armored Mewtwo is one of the rarest Mewtwo's in general, but legendaries as well. If you do not have this Pokemon, you will not be able to get it unless you trade it with someone, another trainer that has this Pokemon. Now, this next Pokemon is just more difficult to get. Like, it is very possible to get now, and that is Zygarde. And I'm talking the evolution of Zygarde, not the Zygarde dog, the Zygarde Evolution. And now the way to get this is, first off, you have to catch the dog Zygarde version. You get this from research, and then once you claim that, there's 2 evolutions of Zygarde you can get. The first one takes 50 Zygarde cells, and the second one takes 200 Zygarde cells. The way to get Zygarde cells is you have to walk Pokemon routes from Pokestops, one Pokestop to another, or a gym, and you have to follow it all the way through. If you don't and you try to shortcut it, it will not count your progress. And crazy of all, you do not get a Zygarde cell after every single route. There's the chance of you being able to get a Zygarde cell at the end of a Pokemon Go route. But like I said, you're not supposed to get one every single time. So 50 alone is difficult, but 200 is even more insane, making this a super rare Pokemon to get. The rare Pokemon, I want to talk about 3 kind of in this category, and that is from the Blue Incense. You can use a Blue Incense. It is your daily adventure incense, 15 minutes a day. Or if you use your Dialga superpower, you could do it, extend it for a longer period of time. We're talking about the Galarian Birds, Galarian Articuno, Galarian Zapdos, and Galarian Moltres. I've been fortunate enough to catch all 3 of the Galarian Birds, and I even caught myself a Galarian Zapdos that was 3-star without having to use the Master Ball. Now, most people catch the Galarian Birds through a Master Ball, and the Master Ball is basically a Pokeball that you can get. There's only 3 that have ever came out in Pokemon Go. Once you use the Master Ball on a Pokemon, you'll be able to guarantee catch the Pokemon. People use Master Balls on Galarian Birds all the time because Galarian Birds have a 2 to maybe 5% chance of catching. It's basically a 90 to 95% chance of the Pokemon running away. I've seen so many Galarian Birds run away, but I'm fortunate enough I'm able to have at least a couple Galarian Birds. It is so very possible to get. You could use your daily incense every single day. It resets at 12 a.m. However, Galarian Birds are really hard to find, and not only hard to find, but even more difficult to catch. All right, our next rarest Pokemon is in specific a shiny. It's going to be shiny Genesect. Now, the reason I'm going over shiny Genesect in specific is because Genesect has came back multiple times, but the main difference is not only can you not trade this from another trainer, it also rarely ever came back as a shiny specific. Genesect did come back in different forms, in different raids. However, the one thing and the main big thing was it never came back shiny. So Genesect might be pretty easy to get in quotes, even though you can't even trade it because it's a mythical Pokemon. So whenever it was in raids, which is on the screen on when the date was on when Genesect was in the game, that's how it is. And Genesect is pretty decently rare, and the fact that the shiny version in specific that I'm talking about is really, really rare. And the final Pokemon that I want to talk about in this video is Zarude. Zarude, you got it from special research, and you can only get one of these, maybe a second one. I don't know about that second one though. I heard there's some people that got research for it. I don't know, but Zarude is one of the rarest mythicals, and it is one of the best grass type attackers in the game. Now, obviously, you guys don't know Kartana is better, but Zarude is a really good grass and dark type Pokemon. I have a 98% one, which is super basic, but Zarude is a really rare Pokemon because it's only come out in research once, maybe twice. So it is super rare and has not came back since the date of the research, and it doesn't plan on coming back. So thank you guys so much for showing up to the rarest Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Let me know in the comments below if I missed any, or if I should make a part 2. Check out some of these videos. These are either informative or really funny, so I highly recommend checking it out. God bless. I love every single one of y'all. Have a fantastic day.